My name is Shanna Gerard, and I am the Corporate Secretary at CoroWare. And we are here to talk about CoroWare and Dispersive Solutions technologies and what we're doing in cybersecurity. And first, I would like to introduce Bob Twitchell, who is the President and CEO of Dispersive Solutions.
Hi, thanks, Shannon. Dispersive Solutions is a small company that has interesting networking software. Essentially what we do is we control routing on the internet. The way we are able to control routing on the internet is by putting routing on computers, servers, and mobile phones and using the routing network to connect the dots. And we can create independent paths, splitting up traffic, killing the biggest problem on the internet, which is man in the middle, and also making the quality of service and the throughput much better for networking services.
And then CoroWare is working with Dispersive Solutions to come up with some enterprise applications. And from CoroWare, I'd like to introduce both Steve Mueller and Lloyd Spencer. Steve is the managing consultant for CoroWare who is driving this initiative. Lloyd Spencer is our CEO and president. And then also David Hyams, who is our chief technical officer.
Yeah, thanks, Shanna. Yeah, this announcement is very significant for CoroWare. We are a solutions integrator today. We do work in the IT consulting area, in the robotics area, and video conferencing. And what we announced this week was that DSI and CoroWare are putting together a solution called CoroWare Cybersecurity for Enterprise Applications. And what that's going to do is give enterprise customers the additional security they're looking for that DSI is already delivering today with its government customers. And Steve, do you want to talk a little bit about what the solution does?
Yeah, thanks, Lloyd. So in essence, what we've built is a software-defined network security solution. And this is a solution that is much more dynamic, much more performant, and inherently more secure than existing VPN technologies. It allows multiple clients, whether you have a laptop, a desktop, or even a smartphone, to actually take advantage of this security solution. The solution as well is something that can be hosted on-prem or off-prem in a cloud-based service, or it could be a hybrid solution. So it's really dynamic, very secure. We're working through a number of certifications at this time, and we're really excited about bringing this to the market. But a little bit more detail on this, on the underlying technology, can be provided by Dave Hyams. So I'll pass it over to Dave.
Thank you, Steve. We were introduced to DSI late last year and immediately saw that the ability to secure communication channels between server applications and clients was a very interesting opportunity for us to be able to engineer at CoroWare some value or some secured services. Today we're talking over a video conference, and we're able to use the DSI VDN security over those channels. The underlying elements of the network utilize these deflection servers and a presence server to be able to stitch together clients to the end services. This is done in a way that is very easy to operate from the client perspective, and that most of the underlying work is done in the form of drivers underneath the hood of the application. So the applications run as they would normally run, and the security is provided then, as I said, behind the scenes. Today we have at CoroWare implemented this the VDN security for our video conferencing services, and soon we'll be expanding those to other areas as well.
So Bob, I have one question for you, which is, what makes a virtual dispersive network different from other networking solutions for security?
Well, basically, the key difference is that when data is sent over the internet, it essentially goes one path. The routers find the fastest path, they send all the packets that way, and that's why stealing information, like through a man in the middle, they get all the packets, they use some kind of a supercomputer or so to break the encryption, they get your data. With our technology, by splitting the traffic up and spreading it over deflects, it makes it virtually impossible for the perpetrator to actually gather all of the data. So instead of just breaking the encryption, now they have to gather it up, put it back together, and then try to break it. And because we can theoretically split it up thousands of ways, we can literally go from, say, one way to 10 ways to 50 ways and more. It just depends on the processing power available on the computer.
So a customer that says, well, I'm already using something like secure HTTP, gee, I think I'm okay. This actually adds a lot more protection on top of that, is that right?
Exactly. You can run all of your VPN, your HTTP, and so on protocols right above us, and we can provide the split traffic underneath. But the problem they have is that all that data goes one way, and it's easy for the bad guys to gather information about your firewall, information about your traffic, information about your computer through those connections directly off the internet.
So for Dave and Steve, so if I'm an enterprise customer and I now want to look into this, what's involved? What do I have to do? What would I do with CoroWare to go figure this out?
Good question. I think the first thing that we would do is to take a look at the enterprise applications that you have and determine what the usage profile is of your employees that are utilizing them. In today's environment, many employees are really not working within your corporate environment on your network. They're working in the field, they're working remotely, and or they're using a web application. This solution lends itself very well to any one of those scenarios, and especially gives you confidence that the employees that are accessing important information and proprietary information about your company and sensitive information about your customers and partners is highly protected.
Okay. So for Shannon and Bob, I'm curious. What we hear all the time about the cybersecurity market being huge, so it's a big market. What do we know about that today? What do we know about the overall cybersecurity market and what this addresses?
Well, what we know is that the cybersecurity is a massive market. Predictions are showing the federal market up to 2018 at over $65 billion, and a significant compound annual growth rate of greater than 6%. And at the end of the day, I think you're going to see almost every vertical in the market that has anybody who has a computer, anybody who has a smartphone, is going to need a significant improvement, because right now the hackers today have a significant advantage over the defense, and we're there to stop that.
And we see hackers in the news all the time, and large companies as well as the government talking about their sites being hacked, their data being hacked. So we're addressing that marketplace. So with that, we'd like to thank everyone for participating in our discussion, and we ask our listeners and watchers to look for more of these in the future. We'll give continuing product updates as we release more things in this space. So thank you very much.
And I guess they can feel free to send us an email over to investors@CoroWare.com.
Or if you're interested in engaging with Steve, at sales@CoroWare.com.